All right, you guys, I'm going to do just a quick little decorating video. The first part of this video is going to show you the royal icing frosting, just how to make it, and then getting your cookies in the oven and baking. So, I cut out my cookies. I have a ton of cutters and stuff if anybody needs to borrow them. But I cut out my cookies and see how I made the most of my space. You can re-roll this too. You'll just take this and kind of get it all back together in the center. Like this. Then put another piece of parchment over the top like I did before. Re-roll it, cut some more out. But check out how many I got from just that first roll, which is pretty good. So I'm gonna put them in the oven at 325, and all I want is to where it doesn't look wet in the center, where it looks matte, like it's cooked over. There'll be some brown on the outside, and the brown is good because that's caramelization, remember? And then, and not shiny in the center. So that'll take probably 10-12 minutes. And then I'm gonna show you the icing. I'm going to show you two different icings that I'm going to use. I'm going to do one, just a basic cream cheese too. It's a little bit easier to decorate with, and then you can use like sprinkles and stuff like that to decorate with. But I'm also going to show you royal icing, which you're going to get in that YouTube video I have too. So for this, you're going to get some egg whites. So I have about a half a cup of egg whites. Remember, just the pasteurized stuff that you can buy at the store, super cheap. And I whipped them just till they're frothy, like just until they're frothy. And then I'm gonna add powdered sugar to them. So I get the pre-sifted powdered sugar, but if you don't, you need to sift it because you'll just get lumps in there. So I'm gonna add about 2 cups. This is gonna make a ton. So if you're not wanting to make a lot of cookies, maybe do like 1/4 cup of egg whites, and that'll still make quite a bit. So I'm gonna mix this just until it looks like pipeable, and I'll show you what that looks like, and then I'll pause the video, I'll make my colors, and I'll come back and I'll show you guys how to, a few little tricks that I have that are a little bit easier. So that wasn't even close to enough powdered sugar. It holds quite a bit, so egg whites will hold quite a bit of powdered sugar. This is looking a little bit better, but I'm guessing I'm gonna have to add the rest of this bag. Good thing I got another bag. You don't want it to be too wet. If it's too wet, then it's just gonna fall off the cookie. You want it to hold its shape. So I'm gonna add the rest of this bag. It's gonna make a crazy amount of frosting. And I also want to make it a little bit thicker because I'm going to add a little bit of vanilla into it because I like having a little bit of vanilla flavoring in my frosting. So just a splash. But that's also going to add liquid to it, so I might end up having to add just a little bit more powdered sugar, but I think I might be fine. I scrape down the bottom here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to add a little bit more. So I'm gonna pause the video and I'm gonna come back when I have everything done and I'm gonna show you what that looks like. All right, I'm back. So cookies are done. You can see just a little bit of browning around the outside. Frostings are done. So this is the consistency that you want. So pipeable, and so it holds its shape like that. So it'll be pipeable and spreadable. You could do just a tad bit more moisture. I didn't want to add any. Plus mine's been sitting, so it's kind of dried out, but like that. So see that? Ooh. So I made just a few different colors, and I put them into piping bags. I ordered a bunch of piping bags on Amazon, so I'm gonna leave them at the front entrance of Lincoln. And if you need piping bags or want piping bags for this activity, if you're gonna do this, then just go to the front of Lincoln and say you're in culinary and that you want a few piping bags, and they'll give you like 5 or something. If you choose to do shortbread, then you don't need piping bags. So you guys are gonna decide. So I have the ones in bags. I'm gonna make the lines around the outside. So with the piping bags, you just wanna cut a tiny bit off of the tip, not even a 1/4 of an inch. It's just like that. I don't know if you can see that or not. Just a tiny bit. And then you're gonna use it to make lines around the outside. So my little witch's hat, and you guys can also, if you email me, you can also borrow cutouts if you need to borrow anything for the week to do this. So I just made a line around, and then you can take a different color and go on the inside, just like that video showed you. It's easier to pipe if it's a little bit thicker. So don't make it thin thinking, oh, it's gonna be easier to pipe, because it's easier if it's a little bit thicker. So I'm gonna pipe all my witch's hats with orange like that. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of green and use it to flood the inside. So you can try to take icing and put it in the inside and then like a toothpick to the outside, but it's kind of hard. So I usually just put it in a bag and then flood the inside with a different color. And you can do kind of whatever you want with this, and it'll work its way out to your lines. Don't put a crazy amount because it'll overflood. And then if you want, I should have grabbed some toothpicks, but you can take like an offset and help it a little bit just by kind of tapping on it. A toothpick works really well in this situation. Okay, then it's all to the outside. I'm going to, then I have like some sprinkles. It's a perfect application for sprinkles. Put some sprinkles in the bottom of her hat, or his hat, whoever's wearing this hat, their hat. And it doesn't need to be crazy. So then there's one idea, pretty easy. Have some ghosts, so little ghosties. I'm just going to use, which I didn't save myself any white. What a weirdo. So I'll make a purple ghost. Actually, I did save myself some white. I have white right here. It's the white cream cheese. It's a little bit thinner. So this one, I'm just going to use an offset and spread it on there. And then I'll use the purple to make the lines around the outside. Just like that. And then I'll do the purple around the outside. The little eyeballs, I got at Target. I know like Safeway has them too, New Seasons has them. Make a little ghosty. Give him little eyeballs. Crazy little ghost. Okay? So I just wanted to show you a few different things. I hope that's helpful. Can't wait to see yours.